Should be live. Hopefully we're live.
I'll check.
No, I know we're live. It's just YouTube's being stupid. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Jedi Academy, the show where we answer all your questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and hopefully help you out with anything you might be needing. I need to move my chair over. I've just recognized I had not in the best camera view here. But welcome, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be out there in the world. We're glad to have you here. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host. And joining me on the panel today, we've got the man from down under, Heinz.
Hello there. Hey, good morning, everyone. Good to be here as always.
Yeah, and then we've got Mr. Bubblegum Chewer himself, Mr. Nev.
Hello, Governor.
It's supposed to tea. Oh. All right. Algie says Nev turned into a sexy beast somehow. I guess it's the haircut. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, nice and look at that. Look at that military haircut. I like that. Yeah, there you go.
What's hair?
Well, it's this thing that grows on top of your noggin.
On top.
All right. So enough of the nonsense. Yeah. All right. So if you're new to the Jedi Academy and wondering what this is a Q&A show that we do to answer all your questions about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. It's pretty simple. If you want a question answered by myself or the panel, all you need to do is pop your question into the chat. Make sure when you do, there's a format that we use because we use Nightbot. So if you want your question to be answered, it better be in this format or it won't be seen because it's just me scooping up questions and doing everything this morning because Finn's out doing stuff. So it is what it is. So if you have a question, all you need to do is pop your question in the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual statement. You can see that there's some people already doing that already. And that's how the format works. Just the way it is. We use Nightbot. It helps us filter out the questions because we get a lot of people watching the show. That's how we do it. So pretty simple. If you want a question, put question in front of your statement. Do your question, and then we'll get you squared away and get your questions answered. So I hope everyone's having a good morning. Everybody's saying hi and saying hello to everybody. Usually, beginning of the show, we talk about like what's on everybody's mind. I know Heinz, we went in nauseum last night, this morning about everything. So I'll let Nev start. Nev.
Yes.
Not much going on this week as usual. No big announcements. What's on your mind, brother, about the game this week?
Well, I'm looking forward to Galactic Legends. There's the next two that's coming out. Not because I'm going for them for any particular, because I'm not. I mean, I know
that's why you have me. I go for them, and then you live vicariously through me. Yeah,
exactly. I live vicariously through you. I mean, I just have no investment in sequel trilogy characters, so that's why I'm not interested in going for those Galactic Legends. If it was a Mace Windu, if it was original trilogy, or if it was Clone Wars era, you know, if it was Clone Wars era, I could be tempted. If it was original trilogy, I'd definitely be going for it. But because they just seem to have this Jones at the moment for sequel trilogy characters, I have no interest in them. But I'm happy because it means when they're out, it means I'm even less likely to face a Galactic Legend in GAC. I love GAC. I'm all about the GAC. So if somebody like yourself has Slacker and GL Ray and now goes for, you know, episode 9 and episode Palpatine, that's 30 characters on top of your GLs that are going to be relics, that's going to sit there at the top of your roster. GP, soaking up a hell of a lot of the GP for the matchmaking, and on top of then, you know, your Darth Revan team, your Jedi Knight Revan team, your Night Sisters, your Padme team, your Gas team, your so, and I'm just going for those because I'm just interested in making those teams great. So yeah, I'm loving it.
Well, you should, because I mean that's the way it works, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You should build up those teams before you go for any goddamn Galactic Legend, because once you do, forever will they control your destiny. Then we talked about.
I'll get a couple of hope. I'll don't get me wrong. I'm going for my Jedi Knight Luke. I'll go for Gas. So I'll make sure that I've got at least one or two teams that can counter one GL, because if I've got a really, really high GP, there's no doubt that at some point in the not too distant future, I would face someone in GAC that's gone super focused on a GL, but they're not going to have anything else. So, as long as I've got the counter to whatever GL they've got, then I should still win my GAC match.
Yeah. And we talked about this on your show last night, Heinz. I mean, they're here, I'm going for Luke, starting off with. I'm sure you got some kind of game plan as well for the Galactic Legends. It is what it is. So we've got some weeks before they start making, we got the first prerequisites for them. I mean, it doesn't surprise me CG's putting these out. It doesn't surprise me who they were, because this guy called it right here.
He did.
That's right. This guy right here called it. Now, I was really a little surprised, I would say. Not shocked, but surprised it came out this early, right? Because we've only had the other ones for 7 months, which I guess if they wanted to shake up the meta, if they're going to stick to every 6 to 7 months, then we can kind of expect this for the Galactic Legends.
Months and months. I did call Luke Palpatine. I just called the Luke Palpatine from the wrong era. I thought it was going to be Luke Palpatine.
No, I said it was going to be old man Luke and Palp from the movies. I mean, it just, don't ask me how I figured that shit out, but I was like, I was like thinking like, okay, what is CG going to put out next? And who would they do, right, for another Galactic Legend? Because I was just thinking about the canon, all the characters, like which direction they were going. I'm like, it makes total sense that those would be the next 2 characters that would come out that would be Galactic Legends. So I don't have a crystal ball or anything. I just got lucky. That's it. It's just one of those things where you guess and you guess right. I don't know. I guess, for the Galactic Legends, I mean, you're looking at the requirements, they're no different than the other ones. It's kind of cool if you did work on some of the other Galactic Legends that you have some of the pieces already, like Relic 7 Rey or like Relic 7 Palpatine, for the other Palpatine. So, I mean, that kind of works out. However, again, like the other Galactic Legends, we've got the new characters that are going to be a part of it. Mon Mothma, Admiral Piet, 3 Baka is a part of this as well, which completely changed my plans. I don't know about you, Heinz, but I had done 3 Baka because I'm like, 3 Bakas could be great. I thought Mon Mothma was good, but I wasn't going to wail on her or get her. I have now.
Yeah, I mean,
she's 7 stars.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first thing I said last night, man, when we hit the Grizzly session was that, I finished, I'd already done Rey early on because I went down the Rey path originally. Yep. And then...
Heinz, you're muted. Did I just lose sound? And everybody froze. Okay, everybody hang tight.
Yeah, we're all still here, man.
Okay, sorry, the sound cut off for a second there. You weren't speaking or...
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go for it. Continue your thoughts.
Testing.
That was weird.
Okay, we're good? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, we talked about it, man, and I finished Kylo 2 weeks ago. And I'd already done Rey earlier on, and Kylo was the last hurdle that I was working on, and got Kylo done and dusted, and I thought to myself, you beauty, I've got a bit of time to farm those characters that I wanted to farm that I've been putting off because I had to farm all this other stuff, because it's a fair grind, Ranger. You know where I'm coming from, man. It's a hell of a lot of work. It's a lot of investment in time and also in resources. So I was thrilled to get it all done. And then I had a 2-week grace period where I got Mando done, which is great because I wanted to get Mando sorted because that would have been really annoying me considering my guild's called Mandalorians. So pretty happy to get that done. And then, we jumped straight into this, man, straight away. But timing, again, we've discussed it. Certainly surprising. Thought we were going to have a bit more time. I thought we'd have a few more months yet. I'm not going to lie. Looking in hindsight, though, they did release Jedi Knight Revan and then Darth Revan, not too far apart. Whether it was the same time frame as these 2 Galactic Legends or not, I remember they were reasonably close together. So we shouldn't really be surprised. It's nothing that's outrageously new, with that in mind. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're here whether we like it or not. It's as simple as that, and either you're going after them or not. And yeah, I wish I had have known about this in the State of the Galaxy, you know, the roadmap, you know, the road ahead that we had a while ago, where we got absolutely stuff all. We should have heard about it back then, I think, anyway.
Yeah, but then they couldn't create the
bit of
panic and get people to spend money. It's what they do, man. I mean, it's
yeah,
just
and
a
that's
pattern.
the thing. But panicking is one thing. But we're still got 6 week window anyway, at least as a minimum, before we're actually going to get into these events. So the panic is on now. There's no difference. But I just think, you know, hey, we've got plans for some massive new characters coming out. Didn't even have to say they were Galactic Legends, but we got absolutely balls. We got nothing back then. I think it would have been a good chance for them to come out then and say, hey, we certainly got plans for big characters coming up, and all we got was Galactic Challenges to come and get ready, bang, that's it. Probably wasn't enough, I think.
Yeah.
CG's definitely going to have to sort out territory wars and GAC now.
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking about this. Like, I'm already up with the people I'm facing. If I really wanted to be douchey, I could put both my Galactic Legends down and just have to deal with their one, right? If I get another Galactic Legend, just imagine if I can put down my Rey and Kylo to their one, and then I go in there with my Luke or something. That's a little, it's a little brutal, man. And then TW talked about that's going to be a lot of zones with Galactic Legends in them. Holy balls!
TW becomes pointless. I mean, I'm the ANZGC guild that I'm in. TW is very, very casual because of the GP of the guild that I'm in. We always face walls of slackers or walls of race, which is why TW is casual. We put our defense down. If there are no walls of slackers and no walls of rays, then, you know, everybody's expected to, you know, dig in and try and win it. But if there's a wall of ray or a wall of slacker, it's like, yeah, we just don't. It's you know, it's now an irrelevant game zone. So they definitely need to square something away with the matchmaking there, and GAC again, because people are going to have much higher GP, and they're going to have a lot more GLs in their roster. That they need to, bare minimum, they need to split Division 1 into 3. Bare minimum, they have to. They need to go 4.5 to 5.5, 5 to 6.5, and then 6.5 and everything else above. They've got to make 3 new divs, just to square away the matchmaking. So at least if you're in the 4.5 to 5.5 bracket, you're probably not. You're less likely to face a GL.
Well, that's just based on your GP, but you're not also having people that do have Galactic Legends facing off with each other, going against people that don't have it, different matches altogether, right? You know, for the same rewards and things. It's just a different level of GAC.
Plus, people with the higher, people with the more GLs should be in higher divs, and they should get greater rewards because they're the ones that have put more effort into their rosters. I mean, I don't think for a second that I should be in a same reward bracket as somebody that has put more time and resources into their roster than I have.
Yeah.
Just because we're in the same div, and you know, I finish higher because I've been more frugal with my time and my resources, and I've been more efficient with my matches. That doesn't make, you know, the reward should be consummate with the not just how good you are, but the time and the effort and the resources as well. So it should be, you know, your skills, tactics, and strategy, and then the time, effort, and resources. That should also be taken into consideration in the reward, the reward structure for GAC. Just as it should be for TW as well.
Well, let's see what Ross Pro has to think. And before we get to that, if you guys could hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content. It's 72 people watching right now, only 18 likes. Come on, folks, we can do better than that. Let's hit that thumbs. Come on now. And then as a programming note, right after the Jedi Academy, I'm going to go right into GAC like I always do. We'll have the panel that wants to stay with us to watch the fight and give suggestions and things of that nature. Got a good fight on our hands.
I got mine to do as well, mate.
Yes, so
you got to win. Finn's beating you in the league at the moment, mate.
I know, but it's one of those things. Well, no, I don't really care, honestly. It's too. No, I really don't. You know that.
You're really saying that you're not worried about Finn beating you?
Well, no, but it's two different. But hold on, there's two different GACs.
Are you off your rocker or what? Is this the real Ranger and Imposter? What the hell?
I'm competitive, but when it comes to GAC Center, it's just for fun for me. Like, I don't care if I'm 1 or 6, right? I use GAC as a way to show. I do the counters to, like, because I'm in that bracket where it's like it's heavy hitting, right? It's people with the high GP and stuff, and I focus on what works, what's not working, using the common counters so people can see what it is. So when they ask me, what are you using? What's your mods that you're using? What's the team comp? Things of that nature. That's what I'm going for. But Finn's in a different type of GAC than me, right? So I'm facing Galactic Legends, things of that nature. Now Finn, to his credit, is got his GP in his roster in a way that he doesn't face Galactic Legends, and he does his GAC, and the people he faces a total different GAC than the kind of that I'm facing. So I'm glad Finn's winning, but it's not the same GAC. I mean, he's intentionally not going to a certain bracket so he can, that's why we were talking about like the different separations of Galactic, GP and things of that nature and divisions. So, and it's smart because Finn's free to play. He's doing about it a free to play way. So his GAC is going to be totally different than mine or yours, Heinz. He's not going to face 2 Galactic Legends and then, have all the counters and things of that nature. So, but I hope Finn goes undefeated, but I lost my first round. Such a weird round. So the first round, I was one-shotting a whole bunch of teams. Got the fleet, normal negotiator versus negotiator, fight, and it didn't go my way. And it just happens once in a while. So I'll go like I normally do, 11-1, 10-2, something like that. It is what it is. All right, Ross Perot. We know you ran for presidency in 1992, but what are your thoughts on Galactic Legends, things of that nature?
Well, I think we're going to get them both. Eventually, have oh, that was terrible. I'm sorry. Well, I don't think it's not shocking. I think we've talked about this. I mean, it's not surprising at all to me. And I think when you guys said we still have at least, I think, 6 weeks. For nothing else, just the context clues they kind of gave in the Admiral Piet release. 3 weeks to this, 3 weeks to that. It is what it is. I don't think anyone should panic at all. Will people quit? Maybe, but I think more people are gonna be like, oh, well, screw it. I can't do this again. They're just gonna approach these Galactic Legends differently than they were before. It's gonna be interesting to see what guilds do. I think there's gonna be a separation, and we talked about this on Heinz's stream last night. The separation from the very, very top guilds is going to be huge, tremendous. And then the second guilds, eventually you're just going to have to, you can't chase and chase and chase. And if you decide not to chase, maybe just, I don't know. There's going to be so much pressure to be up there. You might want to consider, moving. I think the guild aspect is going to be interesting. I don't know.
You get out of the game what you put into it.
Yeah, and we talked about this last night too. If you can't get the Galactic, there's a lot of free to play. You can still have fun in this game. You just have to your expectations of what you expect out of the game and focus on what you can get. You do that, Nev, right? Me
and Finn do. I mean, Finn and I have low expectations. We're both free to play, and I have no interest in going for the Galactic Legends. I can still have fun. I mean, right, granted, I'm a top 200 in my squad arena, and if I'm lucky, sometimes I can hit the top 10 in my fleet arena. So, my crystal income isn't great, but I'm in a decent guild. We have fun. I'm doing dark side. I'm doing GOTB, so I'm getting the rewards there.
Yeah.
And for me, it's still, all about that. Where I have the most
you'll
fun
progress.
in the game.
You'll progress
is
and eventually
GAC,
get one. Yeah, you'll progress and start getting them because you'll eventually move up to where you and your guild progress to that stage where you start getting the Galactic Legends. So when you start doing, light side GOTB, you don't feel like you're about to get molested by a lawnmower.
I get my snow low on my main account today because we've got double drops. So I'm 92 of 100. So I'm definitely getting my snow low. I'm definitely taking him to 12+4 straight away.
Yeah.
So I'm so close to being ready for Jake, and that's the character. That's the character that's the first character that's really, really meant anything to me getting. And before that, it was Treya. Because KOTOR. So that kind of investment in that type of Old Republic character, old Republic, and so I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that, and then I'll go back to trying to get Malak, and I'll go for gas. There's plenty for me as a free-to-play player, as a free-to-play veteran player to do that doesn't have masses and masses of resources.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be fun for me having to farm those, and then I have the fun of getting to do that. I know you didn't like the gas event. I know you didn't like the gas event at all.
No, I didn't.
I may not like it, so I might.
But I think for those that come after those that pioneer through, like a lot of us that first do the event, it's a lot easier because you see how we struggle, and then we figure it out, and then you might struggle still, but at least you have something to fall back on to watch. That's what's great about this community, is that a lot of people, content creators, will go in there and fight the good fight and get their ass kicked. Some do better than others. Me being on the other end of that spectrum, because 15 hours to get gas was horrible.
Yeah, no, I mean, but when I first did the Malak event on one of my ults, that was a perfect example of the event having gone like 2 or 3 times, and the strategies was there, and you get to that final stage, and it's like, you go for that one in the that clone first, that clone, and then that one, and then it's hammer Malak, and pound him into the ground, and then all of a sudden you win, and it's I won, and it was like, wow, this is not as hard as I remember watching everybody else doing it.
A little different.
It was, I was doing it with like Gear 11 Zated characters, and I remember watching people struggle doing it with like Gear 12, Gear 12 Zated characters, and I'm like, no, because the theory crafters and other content creators have done the hard work. I was able to benefit from the time and resources somebody else put into it. I will always be forever thankful for whales and for Krakens. Because they keep the game. It's you guys that keep the game ticking over. I'm just a lowly free to play symbiote. But hey, if we weren't there for you to, if we weren't there for whales and Krakens to grind into the ground,
get our ass kicked, man. It's basically a ass pounding, brother. It's really what it is.
Yeah, it's like, that's all right. I don't mind. You're a whale. You can pound me into the ground. You're the reason I get to play the game. So pound.
Well, it's worth it. I mean, and we do that because when the event comes out, when people are curious, because a lot of times they're looking, should I spend? Is this worth it? That kind of stuff, right? So it makes sense for us to go in there and just, I mean, I've done it for all the events and everything that's come out. It's like, yeah, it's brutal, but it helps everybody out tremendously to be able to see it and then to be able to ask questions and for us to figure it out. Like when I was doing the Jedi Luke event, we got to the tier 6 part, and it was a matter of figuring out what mods would work best for Chewie to have him survive. And then once we did that, we got the right RNG, and we were able to win because Chewie was able to survive and take out everybody. So it's just little things like that of working the mods and rechanging mods when you're streaming and stuff like that to help everybody out. All right, tons of questions are coming in. Let's not dick around. Let's get into it, folks. Now, when I do my GAC, that'll be over on Twitch. So I'm going to do, not only going to do GAC, but then afterwards I'm going to do the new Galactic Challenge that's out. And then I'm going to try to see Actually, I think I already did it. I've already completed it, but we're going to do it again just to show everybody because it's how ridiculous Palpatine is against that Jedi event challenge tier 3. These challenge tier 3s are just ridiculous. Some I have no problems with, like the Palpatine one, and then the other ones like the bounty hunters. With relic bounty hunters, I got no shot, man. It take 50 turns. It's like Jesus Christ. So, all right. First question, we'll go to Heinz. I'm just going to work my way around. I'll just call your guys' name out. Let's just rock and roll. Darth Sign 1972. First question. We seem to talk a lot about the whales or the free-to-play on videos, yet the one group who is constantly ignored in the game with increasing monetization by CG are the middle spenders. What do you think there, Heinz? I don't know. None of one here. Yeah, we don't.
Wow. Jeez, come out with... Yeah, I don't believe that's the case. I really don't. I think there's always the perception that the free-to-players and the spenders of the game are always at head-to-head and at loggerheads with each other. We all play the way that we play the game by our own choice and our own decision. Obviously, each side are going to have vocal people that spruik their case on either side, and congratulations to you. Obviously, it's hard for me to talk about whales and krakens because I spend on the game. It's my choice. I choose to do that. I'm in the position that I can, and that's great. I don't rub that in anyone's face, and neither should anyone anyway. And then on the flip side, of course, you've also got a lot of free to play people that are pretty vocal in making sure that everyone knows they're free to play, and that's fine too because it's something that I could not do. I don't have the patience or the hoarding capabilities with all those green crosses sitting there on my screen to actually be able to do that. So I certainly give a lot of respect to everyone that's free to play as well. Now the mid-team players that spend a little bit, Dolphins, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. They do some fantastic work too. So as long as you're focusing certainly on the characters that you find synergize well and work great in your roster together, and you're not farming silly stuff, unless of course you want to do a side project for that, then good on you. But I still don't believe there's that massive divide. We're all Galaxy of Heroes players.
Oh, I think you're saying we don't talk, maybe we don't discuss them enough, but I'm going to push back on that and say that we do, because one of the things that we talk about with Dolphins low spenders is, one, being smart about what you spend on, right? Yeah. And then accepting certain things that if you're not going to well out because you just can't, which talked about this last time on your stream, being strategic about what you work on and how you work on it because of what you're going to spend. So, I mean, we look at packs and we look at other things, so to give you the idea of, it's especially people that will spend, but small amounts, right? Yeah. Like, these are worth it, these are not worth it, those kind of things. But I kind of put the Dolphins, Dolphins in that smaller, Dolphins, the Dolphins in the more to the free to play side, because they are spending a little bit, but they're not spending a lot, right? So let's say they spend $60 a month, right? So they get a pack or two. They get some of these packs work at, like the energy one, which got all the $19.99 one that's out right now with all the gear and stuff. It's a great pack. It's got all that energy. It's got all the gear and things of that nature. It's solid. If you're a Dolphin, you're gonna want to maybe spend your money on that. It gives you a lot of stuff for it. But we try to cover all areas.
CG. I think CGEA, they definitely cater to the minnows because every month they bring out these packs that, some of the packs are complete and utter trash, but some of them are good value. Packs with things in for less than $10. Here's a $7.99 pack, here's an $8.99 pack, and it's got some bits and pieces in it. Because CGEA know that there are people out there that literally will only spend maybe $20 a month on this game, and they want to, snag that $20, and it's like, this person, they haven't spent their 20. This group of people, this group of 100,000 people that only spend $10 or $20, they haven't spent anything yet this month. We need to put something, out there that's less than $10 or less than $20 that's really good value, in order to make sure that 100k people spend their $10 or $20, and then they'll put out those tiny little packs. Sure, whales will look at that and go, I'll buy that straight away. But people who are more frugal, that still enjoy spending $10 or $20 a month, you need to offer them something really, really great from a value perspective. And no, I do think that CGEA, cater to that minnow group.
Yeah, but I think it's hard for minnows to keep up because the amount that you need to keep up with like the whales and krakens, I'm not going to spend that, and it's going to take them longer to get it. So I can see their frustration where it's like, I am spending money in the game, but
yeah. But on the flip side, I know a lot of whales and krakens, and they go hard on this game and spend a lot of money on it, but they spend it on crap in a lot of cases.
I know they really
do. They don't
do.
spend it on strategic players, and then you can compare that against a mid-tier roster, which is really, really well PvP tuned with the characters that synergize perfectly together, and it's a nice lean roster and you've got exactly what you need, and they kick some serious tail. So you can look at it both sides and say that, catering to everyone, they want to cater to everyone because they want every cent they can get. But I think that if they given the option, if I was the head of currency for the game, I think it'd be smarter from time to time just to reduce a couple of the packs and get those mid-tier guys getting a taste for some more of these packs, because the pricing on them is so high. People aren't really going near them at the moment because they're just out of reach and they're just not worth it. They brought a few back from time to time and just got everyone a bit of a taste for it. They'd actually probably sell more of them. So you'd be actually getting more volume turnover, which, makes money too. So it's a case of finding that balance is certainly difficult, no doubt.
Yeah, and for everybody that's giving me a hard time for the waffle statement, one, I'm still in pain. I'm hopped up on pain medicine, and I haven't slept that much. So if you have questions that you're all putting in there, I'm not going to respond to them or read them. Sucks when Ranger has all the power. Lick my ass. All right. Let's see here. Next question, we'll go to you, Nev. Question: what will the next level what will be the next level increase? Mods, level increase, or relic increase? Why and which one would you want to see if those three? I know what I am.
I think it'll probably be relics because they'll make it's the one. It's the make money no brainer for EA. It's the make money one. A level increase would just destroy people's credit hoard.
Well, that's fine. You can build it back up, but my God, it would make our life so much easier in so many of these goddamn events. Jesus Christ.
It would make, but that would make life too much. And there's very little money to be made in that. So when they first brought out relics, they said that they were going to increase them in two phases. They said that they were going to start with 1 to 7. They did say that they were going to create some kind of special power, which they never gave us for relicking a character. But then they did also add that they would then go from 8 to 14 at some point in the distant future. So but by going from 8 to 14, they will start selling packs in the store that allows you to buy a pack that can take a character from 8 to 14. And then, the whales and krakens will want to do that for their, for their arena team, for them. That'll be the first stage is you do it for your squad arena team. And then the second stage will be, let's start doing it for this meta team and this meta team and this meta team. So it'll be relics before a level cap, I think, for those reasons.
All right. I was going to go to Gom next, but apparently he, I don't know where he went. There he is. There's Gom Pro. Are you there, Gom? You keep going in and out, brother.
Hello there.
Well, hi. You ready for a question?
Yes.
All right. Question. What's the from What Else 73 question? What's the viability of a Gear 12 Supreme Leader Kylo Ren? Can he work in the ultimate grind even for Tier 4?
I don't know. I don't have the. I can't answer that because mine was. I'm pretty sure I took him. I think I took him to Relic 3 almost immediately.
Yeah.
I spent all my dark side energy preparing to gear him, when I was farming for the mats. So, I don't know about Tier 4. I don't think you stand a chance.
Not a chance in hell.
Gear. Yeah. So I think you're gonna need at least Relic 3 for those final tiers, if not all the way up. They're tough.
Yeah, you're just wasting tickets if you don't have a max. And it's the same for Rey. If you don't go in there with everything you got, that event, Oh man, that's hard to even think about. I wouldn't even attempt it. Why even play with fate? Because getting those tickets is such a grind, and you're trying to get to the ultimates. So you're trying to be tier 4 and 5 first, just to get to 6, so you can get the ultimates, which you have to do another 700 ticket farm for, because you got to beat it 10 times. Yeah, I could definitely
and it's
tell
not
you.
like
Gear
it's
12
not like
Kylo, not a chance on that event.
it's not like they're bad characters anyway to farm up and improve. It's not
No.
like that you use them once for this and then they're trash. You're going to continuously use those ones anyway. So,
Well, it's like Ranger said. It's not a legendary event where you can just go in there under geared and see how it goes. Like you're wasting hard-earned coins and tickets that you've been earning with your energy. So like it's not like you get infinite amount of tries. Like you go in there and waste it. There's 2-3 days of ticket hoarding gone. So like it's. I don't really have an answer for you, man. I'd hate to see you like try it and lose at the same time. I'm kind of interested to see if it's possible. So
I just say, just because of how I know in both events how hard Kylo and Rey hit, I mean, you're begging to get smoked and then be very frustrated that you just lost 70 tickets. Because even with it maxed out and the team maxed out and modded to the max, there's not for the Kylo event. I didn't have any RNG, but you can get a bad RNG pull where like something happens and you're just like, uh-oh. and wait a minute, that wasn't supposed to happen, and then you've lost, and then it's like, shit, I'm out of 70 tickets. And that's happening with the max. Yeah.
In the Ray one, it can really go sideways quickly. Just
Mm-hmm.
go your way. Kylo's a lot more settled once you know what the strategy is and you continue with that.
Yeah.
That's pretty clean. But yeah, with Ray, don't take chances. And, like Resistance Hero, Finn and Poe, they're bloody fantastic characters. So if you're gonna farm them, farm up anyway, and they're gonna be solid, and you're just gonna get those mats,
Yeah. All right. Question to you, Heinzy. Question: Is it me, or does it seem that the next Galactic Legends are too soon? Feels to me like CG is trying to close out the fiscal year on a big spending month. What are your thoughts?
Makes sense. Obviously, that would be the first thing you think of, isn't it? I mean, we talked about that at the start, that we thought that it was going to be a bit more time that we were going to have before some new ones drop. We knew they were coming. We all knew they were on the way because they made them some serious cash. I mean, it doesn't take rocket science to work out that it was a very good result for them. But yeah, too soon, absolutely. I would have expected around, late this year, early next year. I thought was realistic, but yeah, no, but we talked about this a few weeks ago on this show. A couple of weeks ago when we had the same question, when are they going to come? When are the next lot of Galactic Legends going to pop up? And we said it was going to be later this year, or early next year. But we also said, but it's CG and anything's possible. I think they proved the anything's possible when we talked about it a few weeks ago, because they've just gone bang and just dumped them on the table for us. So.
All right. Next question to Nev. From Bill Butlicker. Question: Any hope that the Galactic challenges will get better after the exhibition, especially the relic requirements for feats?
I mean, I'm sure they'll get better. I just don't care about them because I find them monotonous and boring. I mean, I haven't bothered with I didn't bother with the Death Star one, and I haven't bothered with Malachor. Just, I'm not. They're boring. They're dull.
They really are.
I've got like relic characters, and I can't get past tier 4. So it's tier 1 auto, tier 2 auto, tier 3 auto, tier 4 auto, tier 5 smashed into next Tuesday. Thank you. I know never to bother with that tier ever again, and that's it. I'm done with it. But it will get better, I have no doubt. They made 3 very specific areas of Galactic challenges bad, so that 100% of the community would complain about those specific 3 areas, so that they could then come back and go, yep, they've complained about the 3 areas we deliberately made bad. So when we change those 3 areas that we deliberately made bad, we're going to look like heroes. And, that's what they'll do, and everybody will praise them for it. And I don't care. It's a boring feat.
It's just Assault Battles 2.0. It really is at this point. I mean, you've got the environmental stuff, the buffs and things, but that's just
it does what? Nothing.
You can kill one of their characters with energy. I mean, it's like, come on, man. I've been a little bit more disappointed each time. With the Galactic challenges, but I'm waiting on final verdict until I see all the changes that go in. So I'll give my final verdict once everything's said and done. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a little disappointing at the moment. All right, Gom, question from Wet All 73. I'm facing a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team and a Darth Revan team in one zone of GAC. What are the options to take them both out?
Well, I mean, I have no idea what you have. So, I mean, if you have Jedi Knight Luke, I think that's your best bet against Kylo, like a Jedi team, like Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, Bastila Old Ben, and Herbert Yoda is what I use quite often against a standard team. If you don't have Luke, there are Vader options that can work for you. If you try to bring Vader against Kylo, though, do bring some sort of pre-taunt. Shore Trooper or Sith Empire Trooper are probably your best bets because you get the extra speed. Even if they're low gear, they're basically there just to absorb that opening stun from Kylo. So that they kind of serve their purpose even if they die. Revan, I mean, you can use gas, you can mirror it. I'm going to assume you don't have like a GG nuke team available. I mean, that's kind of a dated team. I don't think many people have that assembled anymore. It's a tough zone. That's a tough zone. I mean, I've placed that zone. I fought that zone. It can be frustrating because you don't know what's in the back. So that's the problem is you don't want to spend like you have this. Hopefully, cross their fingers, they put their best two teams in the front and they got cheese in the back. Like they're not expecting you to get through it. But the worst feeling in the world is when you crack through that zone and then it's like, Padme and gas in the back. Just like, oh my god. It's just like, but. I don't know, man. If you message me on Discord, maybe what you have available, I can give you a little better answer. It's tough to answer questions like that without having any clue, what you got in the tank. So.
Yeah. And usually Darth Revan, I'll either gas or mirror it, depending on how. Most times I'm outspeeding Darth Revan, so a mirror match goes very much in my favor, and I get a lot of banners. But if you're just not fast enough,
used it last night. I think it was gas, Fives, Han, Chewie, and 3PO.
Yeah.
I don't think it worked out perfectly last night for him. I don't really remember because I was intoxicated. But I mean, that's a team that, that a lot of people are using to success if your Fives is guarded. So that's a good option too.
All right. What else? 73 question for you, Heinz. Who do you think the crossover light side to dark side required character will be for each of the new Galactic Legends?
Oh, okay. So we talked about a possibility of throwing it out there. We thought Kylo Ren Unmasked was an option for Luke. They obviously battled at Crate, so that's a bit of a crossover there we thought might work as a smoky. It's not a lock, it's a smoky, but we thought that works canon-wise if they care about canon. If many people care about that movie at all, but let's not go there. We thought for help, Jedi Training Rey's in there as the crossover, I guess, as well, being light side. That certainly makes sense. It's his granddaughter, after all. So they're probably the crossovers, I would say.
Okay.
I think R2 and BB-8 will be in there for Luke's side because those two droids were the ones required to create the map in order to actually find, Episode 9 Luke. So I think R2 and BB-8 will be in there at some point.
Yeah, they'll be in the requirements, definitely, that we haven't got yet. Definitely
one of the required, those two droids. And which is most people have, already got those droids and, they are the droids you're looking for. It's just whether people want to relic them up to, a 5 or a 7. Or maybe they go light and only make them 3s. In which case, most people would be happy to do that.
All right. Nev, next question. Darsign 1972 question. With now more Galactic Legends coming to the game, shouldn't CG address TW? We faced a guild where we had 65 Galactic Legends and they had only 5. They didn't even break through our first wall. I fear TW will die a slow death.
It will die a slow death unless they do something. It really, really will. They need to readjust the way that guild matchmaking works. They have to. They really, really do. If people just territory wars is it's probably one of the only places where you can test a few things here and there. You can. It's not sandbox, but if you know that you're not going to win, but there's a bunch of different made up teams in there. You can do a little bit of theory crafting in there. But if you can't even get past the first wall, because it's just 2 walls of Galactic Legends, you'll look at that first wall and the entire guild will be like, yeah, what there's just no point. We'll take second place rewards and forget about it. So yeah, I think it could potentially be the death knell of territory wars. So they need to readjust it, definitely.
All right. Next question to Gone from Nathan H. What are your favorite Moth? I always wanted to say Mothra. Moth counters. Mothra. That's for you.
Well,
Gone.
I think for the Walfins out there.
Mothra.
The question: What's my favorite Mon Mothma team? Is that the question?
Counter.
They're susceptible, much like the Geos, to Jawas. So if somebody puts one in, especially if they put a team in without Scareful and Pathfinder, if they do use like an all Rebel fighter team and the Scareful and Pathfinder isn't there, I think Jawas can work. Treya is good. Just make sure your Scion's pretty beefy. You might want to use Sith Empire Trooper as well, just to kind of absorb the opening little barrage. I haven't really fought too many. I know Clash, who's on this show quite often, is having a lot of success with certain comps on defense. I think he's using like Cassian and K2SO. I mean, there's so many options on what people could place that I haven't fought too many. So I'd like to fight him soon, though, because then I could answer this question way better. So, I would go with Treya. I think Treya is probably your best bet. Anything that goes first, you have to go first to have a better chance, because if once they start going, especially if they have Scout in the team, I mean, they just keep going and going and going and going. Using Barris or Crew is a good option too, because then they don't hit hard enough to do any damage to Crew. Barris, again, they don't hit very much, but they're going to be critting, so they're going to, your team's going to heal. So I mean, those are just some random options.
All right. Next question to Heinz. From Mix. Question: I have half of my first order to Gear 12 for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. As an OT fan, I really want Galactic Legend Luke. Is it a mistake to pause my Supreme Leader Kylo Ren farm to farm for Galactic Luke? I only have Mon and 3 Baka at 4 stars. Well, I don't think you need those 2 for Luke, do you?
You don't need them for Luke.
No, you don't need them for Luke. Unless you're talking about Master
No, for
Luke.
Galactic Legend Luke, I think you're saying, not Jedi Luke.
Yeah, he just says Luke.
I think he probably means Galactic,
it's farm for Galactic Legend Luke, yeah. So
where you do need Mothma and 3PO. Look, if you're halfway to... Look, Kylo's still damn solid. I mean, what I would do if I were you, I would probably, at this point, until we get a kit for the new characters at least, as a minimum, I'd probably just store a lot of resources and then make the decision when you get closer. Because then I'd be working on the star count and getting them at least 7 stars, saving up a lot of energy, saving up a lot of stun guns, save up a lot of Kairos, save up all that stuff, right? Save it all up. And then once we get an informed decision at least on what these guys are going to bring to the table, theory crafting wise at least, then you can pull the trigger with all your gear and make the decision which way you go. I'm going to say that Kylo at the moment is still a damn fine character to farm. Again, I wish I had done him first. I did Rey first, and I wish I'd done Kylo in retrospect. So it's not a bad decision to continue doing Kylo, let's be fair. But yeah, I'd probably reserve judgment if you can hoard some stuff. I'd probably hang on to it for now until we get a clearer picture on what these guys are going to bring,
Yeah, Darthstein had another question for you, Heinz. He says, question, Heinz, Mrs. Scion, well, hello, Mrs. Scion, was asking me why people troll you about preloading. Could you please explain to her what preloading is, since you're the expert?
Okay, are we talking about preloading in general, or are we talking about preloading when it comes to me going live on bloody Twitch? Because I mean, there's 2 different types.
No, there's really only one type, Heinz. You made that up.
No, well, okay. So let's discuss the definition of preloading. Let's get
game mechanic terms only.
Right? Okay, so you go into a battle, right?
Uh-huh.
You kill at least one character. at least one character, right? And then you get beaten. Is that a preload, yes or no?
Yeah. Depends on the team, too.
Yeah,
if you preload a Rey or a Kylo or a Darth Revan, you're in big trouble.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So my question to you is, it doesn't matter whether I beat someone or not. I could knock 4 characters out and have one standing that's still a preload in my case because they love that stupid bloody song. So at the end of the day, here's an idea.
But what happens to all those ones, Heinz, where you've left all 5 of the characters on the field?
I resemble that remark, yes. I will admit that happens. I'm not denying that, Ranger. What I'm saying is that is, in my mind, if you don't take out a character, that is a genuine preload. An OG preload, let's call it.
Okay, so we'll say that for definition purposes, leaving all 5 characters on the field without killing any,
without killing any, I would term that a proper, an actual preload. Yeah. Absolutely. If you knock out a character, well, you've certainly done some damage on that team that makes them harder next time around. But again, it probably comes down as well to which character you kill, right? As well. Yeah. So it's a grey area, but here's an idea: just take him out in one hit, and then no one really gives if it's a preloader or not because it doesn't happen. Okay. Try that on for size. All right. I'm working on it myself. I'm going into therapy over it. That's where we're at.
Well, yeah, you do what you got to do.
Heinz, we all know how much you love to preload.
Who let this stupid bloody mace lover in here? For goodness sake, this is bullshit. The deal was I was going to come on if that flog didn't join us today. Oh, my God.
I don't remember having that conversation with you, Heinz. You just pulled that right out of your ass.
Ranger, you're the host. Am I allowed to be here?
Yeah, that's why I gave you the key. Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Heinz.
But also, don't be bringing up a bunch of mace. I'll let you do it once. But if you start going into a bunch of mace shit, this is like, yeah, you know the deal.
Of course he's going to bring up that mace.
He knows better with me. He gets one chance or one time to do it because I understand. But then after that,
Hello, Rambam, you flog.
What's going on, Heinz? What's going on, folks? How you guys doing?
Hey, Rammy, man.
Give me a question.
Let's continue with the questions. We're gonna go right to Nev, and I'll work Rambam in as well. Question for that's what we do here. Nev, question from Nathan H. With 4 Galactic Legends, when would you recommend someone farming Jedi Knight Luke? How much easier is his farm? That's a great question because now Jedi Luke is one of those things where like now what do? You got 4 Galactic Legends and you got Jedi Knight Luke. He ain't easy to get.
No, he's easy to get if you're a veteran player because I had everything except for Snowlow, and the only reason I'd never bothered farming him was because he went from being something that you got from Hoth to a farm.
Cantina, yeah.
To a Cantina farm. Had he remained in Hoth as a reward, like layer shards, I probably would have had him at 7 stars. So while I've been farming him to 7 stars, I was literally able to take all of the other characters to relic level because I already had them at 7 stars, and they were all already either 10, 11, or gear 12. With the exception of CLS and Chewie, which were already relicked anyway. But they're really good characters. Why wouldn't you have them relicked? So if you're a veteran player, then doing the characters, relicking and gearing the characters necessary for Jedi Knight Luke, it's easy because you've got to spend the time.
What if you're a new player?
Of months farming. If you're a new player,
that's a different game altogether, brother.
Yeah, I would still say that it is easier though to go for Jedi Knight Luke than it is for a GL because GLs still require legendary and journey guide characters. But then, so once you've done the First Order and you've got your BB-8 and then you've got your BB-8 so that you can go for your JTR, then you've got to gear the characters afterwards. So it's still very, very similar for the GL as it is for Jedi Knight Luke because there's still a bunch of other characters that you've got to farm in order to do the various different legendaries and in order to do the various different heroes' journeys to get the characters needed for JKL. And on top of that, obviously, you've got Wampa and Hermit Yoda to boot. And that is a very, very long slog of, a GET one currency that most people don't want to have to spend. But it's not that it's hard; it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
It is easier, but it is more time consuming purely because of
Leia,
Hermit Yoda, Leia, and
Wampa.
Wampa. So time consuming, but not hard.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next questions for Gom. First one from Darth Sion, 1972. Says, question, does Gom know that Ross Perot is not on the ballot this year? He who was Gom?
Yes, I do know that.
Okay. All right. Next question from Nathan H. is... from Bill Butlicker. Question, is it an all-time low when CG announced a character is required for Galactic Legend before it was released? I guess you're talking about Piet.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that.
What do you think, Go?
Well, I think this might be the first case where they actually required him before his release, but for the most part, all the legendaries and event type characters always have some sort of chase character, like the newest, marquee characters. I mean, a lot of times we see that. So, and
wasn't Poe like this?
Say again.
Wasn't Poe, heroic Poe?
Yeah, no, Poe and Finn were like this on the light side, you had the Lobster and Lobster.
But Lobster and Hux have been out for a while. I remember Finn came out, but then they just released Poe right before Galactic Legends, because I know that was the scramble. But they'd already been announced ahead of time. But yeah, this is a little different, I think, where the characters, like, they announced it and then they released the character. Poe was at least had been. You could get the $12.99 packs, I believe, on him already. So yeah, a little different. What do you think, Go? With Admiral Piet?
You're gonna be able, they've said they're gonna change the schedule for him, so he will be an option. But I mean, that you're gonna have to spend money to get him.
Yeah.
So it's, at least before there was like a brief period. I mean, it'd be super unrealistic, but at least it'd be like 2 or 3, like the Phoenix before Thrawn, for instance. Like you had like 2 weeks to a month to get them ready, free to play, if you will. I mean, you still gonna have to spend crystals to refresh and stuff. Like the vets for Jedi Training Ray the first time, she came around. They were panicked. There's always a panic aspect to it. I mean, Luke's gonna have Mon Mothma and Chupio. I mean, they've been out a little longer. But you saw they've done it with Mon Mothma. Like they put her into the shipments and stuff. I think she's in the shipments now, and she still had like a day or 2 left for a marquee pack. So, they're going to change it up. And I don't want to say they're being generous. that's I use that term loosely, but I mean they're there. They're there for the picking. So it is what it is. I mean the Galactic Legends are pay to play characters, guys. If you want them quickly, it doesn't matter. There's no way around it. Very, very few people in the community have the resources available to get these characters immediately. Like, go right for Luke when he comes out. So, just take it slow, see what you can do. And, there's not a rush. If you like Grand Arena, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be facing, guys with 3 GLs and you only have 1. I don't think that's really going to happen too often at all. So,
all right.
Slow and steady.
All right. And just as a note, remember, atop the hour, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. We're through our first hour of the Jedi Academy. As a reminder, I'm going to do my GC right after this. And I also forgot to mention this. I'm going on Borky Bork's channel today at 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK. He's doing a celebration of his channel and stuff over there. And I'm going to go hang out for a little bit and help him with his celebration. So you can check that out on Twitch at 2 p.m. Eastern on Borky Bork's channel as well. So there you go. All right, Rambam's turn. Well, Nathan H asks, who is the 4th member of your panel? It's Rambam. Foreigner, question for you. This is kind of a jokey one. We'll get to the serious one here in a second. Rambam, Foreigner wants to know, doesn't the Sith Eternal Emperor look like Hugh Hefner? What do you think?
Yeah, Sith Eternal Emperor got lightning reflected all on his face by Mace Windu, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if that's what Hugh Hefner looks like. Maybe now because he's been dead for a few years.
I mean, yeah, sure. Okay. But here's your real question from Nathan H. This question: what are your favorite defensive trip-up teams in GSC that surprise people?
Ooh. Are we talking 3v3 or 5v5?
Let's go 5v5.
5v5. Bounty Hunters and Night Sisters. All right. Bounty Hunters and Night Sisters constantly get holds for me. And even if they don't get a hold, they'll get low banners. Because people will constantly bring in, do you really want to bring in Darth Revan against Night Sisters? Or, SLKR against Night Sisters? Probably not. Or Gas even against Night Sisters. But if you bring in anything less than that, they're going to steal a lot of your banners. So those, even if they don't get holds, those are valuable teams in my opinion. Same with Bounty Hunters. Dengar is a notorious banner stealer. Geos, if you relic them up, can also be quite painful. So there's less, in my opinion, there's less 3v3 or less theory crafting you can really do in 5v5. It's more of a cut and dry thing. You can throw some weird teams together, but you're taking apart from too much at that point. 3v3 is where a lot of theory crafting stuff comes in.
Yeah, because it's
like that's where Savage lead comes in.
Yeah, and you're like, wait a minute. All right. Back up to the top to Heinz from Iva Poby. Question.
Hey,
question: do you think we'll get Baby Yoda before GLS's the new Galactic Legends, or after, and when?
After, if at all.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it'd be New Year after season 2 kicks off. I believe we're going to get. I want to see Moff Gideon first. I want to see the babysitter, IG babysitter. That would be cool.
I want to see Baby Yoda. Scout Trooper punching Baby Yoda figure.
Yeah, we want that.
Played by Jason Sudeikis.
So that would be. I think they're probably more likely to come. Baby Yoda's a real. Oh, look, it's a long shot. I'm not going to lie. It would be cool because Baby Yoda's awesome. But I just can't see them going down that track, especially so soon into the show. And we know there's going to be more seasons coming up because it's so popular, right? So I don't think it's going to be anytime soon because I think that, there'll be more abilities that Baby Yoda's got we probably don't even know about yet.
I know, right?
They might bring it in later on. If they do it too soon, well, they're going to miss out on a lot of other abilities. So, yeah, I can't see Baby Yoda being a hurry, unfortunately.
All right. Moving to Nev. Question from Thing Kyrell. Question for Nev. At the highest level of fleets can beat each other. For the tip of the spear, should they make us put 3 fleet on defense in GAC? I would really like to use these fleets I worked on.
I think 3 might be too much, but I would definitely like to see 2, requiring 2 in defense and 2 on offense. For Div 1 only. I do. I would like to. I would like to see my fleet skills actually tested in GAC.
I don't want to see anything more than what we have to in fleets because I can't stand fleets. I can't stand that goddamn game mode. I really despise fleets. And it's because they just have not... When CG starts caring about fleets, I'll start caring about fleets. How about that? Why don't you give us some good shit and round out these rosters and stuff? Then maybe I'll start giving a shit. But until then... Hell no.
I love it. I love chasing my Harry Potters.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. How many Harry Potters? How many Harry Potters?
Harry Potter's my friend. Shut up, Nev. All right. Next question to Gom. Question: which Rebels and Imperials do you think are likely to be required for Galactic Legends? Now that we've got the first round, what do you think?
Well, T and I did this on our show Thursday. We kind of came up with the
you
list.
Guys did. Perfect question. See what I did? A segue there for you.
Yeah. So, Rebels, I think between us, we came to the conclusion like R2 is going to be there. Farm Boy Luke. Oh, God, I wish I could remember it all. R2, Farm Boy Luke.
You have to give it all. Just a couple of examples.
Yeah, I think we discussed Wedge and Biggs. I think Wedge would be the one because he is He's a little harder to obtain, so it makes sense that Wedge would be. And I guess Wedge has a little more interaction than Biggs did. You know, definitely R2, definitely Farm Boy. We talked about Jedi Knight Luke. I don't think so because the dark side's not going to have an equivalent to that, like the most, unless they just throw out some random legendary here right before the event starts, because that'd be disgusting. There were some other ones we discussed, maybe Aurora or like a Jawa, kind of as like just like the what the hell, why is he here? Kind of the Rose Tico of the group. You need a worthless character.
I got that feeling already with Director Krennic. I'm like, oh, Relic 4 Director Krennic.
Hey, don't pick on the Australian. All right, leave the
I don't care
Australian.
that he's
He's so
Australian.
useful.
And what?
I want a touch up for Krennic.
Well, he's useful if you want to preload.
Shut up, Ram Bam. You flog.
Oh, I kind of disagree though. I had this chat with my community too, and
It's fucking garbage.
I think Luke will be required. We have to put ourselves in the eyes of CG, not in the eyes of what makes sense. In the eyes of CG,
You talk about
JTR
Yeah.
is the equivalent of Luke. And Luke, if you go down the path, Farm Boy was required for CLS. CLS was required for JKL. It only makes sense that JKL is required for Jedi Master Luke. And Palpatine is, in their eyes, maybe an equivalent of Luke. I don't know.
Well, you'll definitely need. I think Han Solo and Chewbacca, just the raid and the legendary characters will be there because they're just the generic named characters, and they were there the whole time. You know, Princess Leia will probably be there. I think on the dark side, I'm having a little trouble. Remember, well, Death Trooper because he pairs with Krennic. You know, maybe Sith Trooper again. That would be 2 double ups. The red one.
Trooper.
Yes.
What about like Stormy and Stormtrooper?
Yeah.
And IP? Those guys, you know.
I think Stormtrooper would be an option just simply because he hasn't been really required for anything, and nobody really has him done. So he would be.
What if they went really left field and they threw in like Darth Maul or something?
Darth Maul,
because he's all the Sith.
Yeah. And Dooku, we also discussed Dooku. I think Dooku's realistic because a lot of people have Dooku. They took him to Gear 13 because he is good and he's required for the dark side. But I don't think too many people really went bananas on the relics with him. So he could potentially be Relic 7.
Maul's not good.
Yeah, Maul and Dooku, I would anticipate being there. Maybe, and we discussed Mace potentially being on top.
Oh,
there we go.
You are under arrest, my lord.
Don't farm anybody in anticipation. Just
wait.
Just wait. Save your resources. Wait to see. Don't relic anybody. Even don't even relic the ones they've announced. Just hold everything.
Yeah, Mon Moth was 7 stars for me in Gear 1.
Yeah.
Waiting, you know.
So far, I'm very prepared for the light side, very unprepared for the dark side. But it depends what they come out with next. Like if the next tier of characters, I could not have any of those characters. I have all the dark side ones. So you don't want to start relicking your Chupio and then come to find out that you don't have anything else in tiers 2 and 3 of the announcement. So just hoard everything and wait. That's all you have to do.
Can I just say that I've secretly been starting this movement of getting everybody to Relic 7 their mace.
Oh.
Because it's required for Palp, maybe, right? And so you can thank me later. You can thank me later, Heinzie.
No.
All right. And also for you, Gom, question from Hermit Fulgrim is, how's your back doing, brother?
Much better, man. This is getting a lot better. So hopefully I'll be 100%, maybe probably 2-3 more weeks. I mean, I'm probably at 75-80% now. So it's getting a lot better. And it's gotten a lot better the last few days. So, just doing these ridiculous stretches and you guys will never see those. Nobody's going to see me doing these stretches because A, I'm not flexible, and B, they just I'm sure it's quite the sight.
Me and Gom, the walking wounded.
And I've seen you do the worm, bro. There's no coming back from that.
No.
So anything else that's a win right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can survive a Heinzie preload. You can survive a Gom worm.
Oh, shut up, Ram Bam.
All right, moving on to Ram Bam's question. All right, Will Phelps' question: what should players do if they don't plan to go for the Galactic Legends and are screwed from Jedi Knight Luke? by the Rolo and get one characters and have all the old metas, and what are considered decent teams mostly done?
What characters?
What should players do if they don't plan to go for the Galactic Legends and are screwed from getting Jedi Luke by the Rolo and get one characters and have all the old metas? What are they? What are considered decent teams mostly done?
Gas, DR.
Yeah, those two definitely.
Gas and your res, yeah.
Padme is a solid all-around team.
Shakti clone team, yeah. Geos, GG separatist droid team, yeah. I mean, there's loads of fun options. There's certainly a lot of fun options and fun meta teams to go for that you can, go to town on. But Night Sisters, so there's plenty out there. If you're kind of stuck going for JKL and you don't want to go for the GLs, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to build up all those other teams and have fun and spend time on those.
All right. A couple questions here for Gom real quick before I get to you, Heinz. He says they're fun. Sty says, question, Gom, where is the next oil strike? Mr.
Tatooine.
Tatooine. That's from Gom Perot. And Darsign 1972 says, question for Gom, bread or sausage?
Well, you gotta watch your carbs. So sausage. Well, I mean that's a double killer there. You got carbs.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. All right, let's see. Next question for Heinzy. And from What Else 93 says, question, is it just me or does CG boost up the tier 3? I beat it on full auto last time and now my team is getting destroyed and I made my team even better than last time.
Yeah, it was a hot fix. They screwed up. Not this Friday, last Friday. Paul and I read it out on the show. We went over the hot mixes. There was an error where it wasn't showing any protection on tier 3, and they fixed it so that there was protection on the enemy units during the tier 3. So if you were able to do tier 3 while it was bust, you just got lucky because they fixed it. Right. It wasn't that they buffed it; it was broken and they fixed it.
All right. Your answer? Heinzy and only Heinzy this time, Nev.
Hey, we're all friends here. We all help each other out, right?
I know. I said, Heinzy, here's your question. And Nev, like a boss, like, screw that, Ozzy. I'm going to answer me question.
We're here to help them, man, not ourselves. So, look, if you've got the right answer, guys,
I'm just messing with Nev. Nev
I share and care.
I know.
I share and care, man.
This is so good. Nev, it's perfect. Just like, shut up, Ozzy. Ozzy's face was like, wait a minute.
I'll wipe my tears with the Ashes trophy.
All right. Heinzy, question from Hadriel Jetberg. Question, looking to tighten up the depth of my roster with a relic or 2 per squad. What would the priority be for a Jedi Knight Revan squad with Jedi Knight Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, and Jolie, and Bounty Hunters with Boss, Jango, and Boba Fett? I'd like to do 2 each on those teams.
Okay, Jolie is a definite. Take him to Relic 5. He will help you with your Grievous counter, to be honest. And then obviously Grandmaster Yoda, you want him to be hitting like a truck when he goes to just break through the lines as hard as possible. They're the 2 that I would highly recommend. I've been getting past the last 6 or 7 months with Revan at, I think, Relic 2 or 3, reasonably low. But the other 2 have been up there.
He only needs to be Relic 1.
Jolie's the key because he needs to survive. Because even if all the rest of the team gets wiped out, for instance, against Grievous, Jolie can't be killed. It's his health is just so high. He's just so solid. He just revives and brings them all back, and off you go again. So highly recommend that. With the Hunters, sorry, what were the options with the Hunters again, Ranger, if I can ask? Sorry.
It was Boss, Jango, and Boba Fett.
Boss, Jango, and Boba. I'd be going Jango, definitely. I've got him at Relic 7. He's a beast. And Boss you want as well. You want him to be an absolute brick wall. Yeah, you want him to be a brick wall. You just basically want him to be taking hit after hit after hit. When you go in for the challenge, the Rebel Roundup, when you hit the challenge tiers for Rebel Roundup, and they take about 3,672 turns before you get one. You want Boss to be taking a lot of those. So yeah, you need a brick wall. He's brilliant.
All right, what else? 73 says, question, where is Finn when we need him to read the fun questions like about Wolfens? What else? 73, I killed Finn, ate his flesh, and enjoyed it with a nice bottle of Chianti. Chianti. And some fava beans.
Oh, no Hannibal noise now? Okay.
So nice.
All right. Let's see. Nav, next question. From Vormax, our good friend, says, Hola a todos. Question, CG can release Star Wars Resistance content and have some of the ships and or tunes OP so they can make money with a not-so-popular TV show. What do you think? I don't think that show was popular enough or people gave a shit to even bring any of that stuff in the game. I know there was a lot of ships in that Nav, but I don't think that's something that they would even consider. Would
nah, I mean the only character that was decent was Faison, and that's just because Donald Faison voiced it, and he's funny, and I like him as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I watched a couple of episodes, and
I watched the first season, and I know, like, I talked to Grande, his kids loved it, right? But you know, unlike Rebels, though, which kids loved that one too, it also was very adult in some of its things. It just was for everybody. That show was definitely for kids, the way they did it, and it just didn't appeal to a lot of older Star Wars people. I just don't see them bringing anything from that. Do you at all? Any character? And they cancel that shit fast.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah.
I can't think of any ships or characters from that show that they would want to bring in because they know. I mean, they probably know from all of their demographic statistics that it's not something that the adult fan base, the adult Star Wars fan base, was that into, and that's where they know that they're going to make their bread and butter. That's where they're going to make the money. So if they were to bring in some marquee characters with their ships, people would be like, nah, I don't really want to spend anything on these. So they could spend the time and the effort making the characters and making the ships, but I don't think people would invest in it.
Mm-mm.
So they're not going to do it.
Yeah, makes sense. Gone. Next question from Nathan H. says, question, which relics would you be willing to stop Galactic Legend farming to do?
Just like I could pick any character.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to. It's tough because I'm in this weird position now where like my Mando is about 60 shards away, Grief's about 1.5 stars away, and I'd really like to get those guys up and running. But at the same time, I'm like kind of hesitant to, because I was just doing Mando's full 5, a little further than him, and Grief I was actually refreshing the node. But now I kind of need my 50 refreshes for like Gear 12 components for these characters. So I'm in a pickle. But if I got Mando and Grief done, I would probably consider slowly taking them up too. I'm not suggesting everybody do that. You know, they're not going to be better than a Galactic Legend. I just think those two characters really fit into my roster. They complete my pathetic bounty hunter team. I've got lots of scoundrels I can use with them. So probably those two characters is what I'd take a break from.
Yeah, I mean, before the Galactic Legends were announced, I just finished Kylo, and I had already locked in 4 characters that I was going to do. It was going to be Thrawn, Shakti, Padme, and Jolie. I was going to take to Relic. That shit's out the door. It's like, well, I guess not. Shit. You know, it's like every time I start to even consider doing something like that, they drop this information. I'm like, well, shit. So I understand, brother. I totally get it. Nathan H's question, where in the world is Carmen Finn San Diego? We miss him. Refer to my other reference. He's digesting nicely. Let's see here. Next question. Who's the last one to? Gone? Rambam. Question from Angel Chiss. Says, sure, they gave us Vader. Piet that works Gear 11 and GL requirements that overlap with others, but what have they done for free-to-play lately? Not a goddamn thing. Your thoughts, Rambam? Because if you can find something they've done, I don't see it.
Yeah, the closest thing that they've done is Piet and Vader. Mm-hmm. Those two things right there, Piet being Gear 11 3-star, very usable, and Vader obviously being Vader. Galactic Challenges, we were hoping was going to be the free to play kind of answer, and
it's not, because
Nope,
it's free to play. You can still go in with your best team, but you're not getting all the best rewards because of the way they've got the reward
because
structure.
they gated it.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the feats and stuff are just the rewards for feats are stupid bad. They're just bad. Like, you go in there and I'm like, that's like Gear 5 stuff that I just did this feat for, and like Tier 6. Like, what the piss is this?
Now they did say that they're adjusting those.
Yes,
so
but right now it's pretty garbage.
Yeah, and they need to make it daily. That would make it a little bit
Or
better.
every 2 days. That was my response, like every 2 days. Like, you have 48 hours is plenty of time to go in there and dick around with Galactic Challenges, right?
Can I quickly say,
yeah,
to
go ahead,
someone
Isaac.
that's on a completely different time zone to the US market, 48 hours is a good fit, because a lot of people are going to be asleep when they start. They're going to have very, very limited time to knock it out. So
yeah, we talked
48
about
hours
that. Like, when Aussies have to start their day with SWGOH, it's like 4 or 5 a.m. US.
It kicks off at 4 a.m. some days. So at the end of the day, yeah.
Or 4 a.m.
48
your
hours
time,
makes
when
sense.
it's like, you know, afternoon for us and stuff.
Everyone gets an evening to complete it at least. I think that makes more sense. I think 48 hours is a good fit.
No, yeah. 48 hours for the event, but make it daily drops. You know, you have
every
24
day
hours.
there's a drop.
Yeah, every day there's drops.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because once I go in the first 5 hours of the event being open or whatever, and I get all the rewards that I can, there's absolutely no reason for me to go back in there. What am I getting out of it? I get nothing. And you can't really test things in it because they have event characters and stupid high stats that it's pointless. So yeah, other than Vader and MP, they really haven't done much for free to play.
Not really. Not this year. I mean, it's all been just massive spending and for characters and stuff. Even Luke is not free to play friendly. He just isn't. I'm sorry. I mean, it's all Relic 3 on those characters.
A couple years ago, they were doing great with I wouldn't say great. I would say better with free to play. You had like Nest, you had Scion. Both of those characters were usable at low stars.
Yeah.
You had Sith raid stuff. It was a couple years ago it was great. There you go.
I don't know, man. I would make the case that Mon Mothma is fantastic. You just have to have a supporting cast. Chupio's decent. I mean, they're okay. I mean,
yeah,
well,
Chupio's really
now you have
good.
to have a supporting cast with one character. And,
Yeah.
like who has POW leveled up like that?
Yeah.
Other than the whales.
It's very true.
For the June and July were great months for
Yes.
free to play. They were. I've got Chupio, Mon Mothma, Vader, and obviously now Piet. I know it's August, but all of those are great for really low. I mean, I've got a 1.8 million GP account, and those three, those guys, great for those accounts, especially in GAC.
Okay.
As a free to play, from a free to play veteran point of view, JKL great, Vader great, Mon Mothma, Chupio great. I mean, I haven't got them more than 3 stars in Gear 9, but brilliant characters on defense, especially in 3v3. So I would say from a beginner free to play and a veteran free to play that that there have been at least two good months so far this year. Challenge tier 3 was challenge tier 3 is nice because I've just got up to challenge tier 2, so it's nice that I've got something to reach for down the line in a challenge tier 3 now.
All right. Next question back to Mr. Heinz.
Yes, sir.
From Gavin Mothma says, question, now that there are 2 more Galactic Legends coming, am I an idiot to waste all my relics on Resistance? I have no Galactic Legend yet, but could have Rey in a week or 2, or should I wait to see which of the other 3 is best?
Get Rey. If you're that close, get Rey. If
we still don't know what the other requirements are and what the kits are going to be.
Yeah.
Or should he wait before he gets Rey and see what everything is and then make the big push?
Yeah, you can either hold and hold back if you want and save them. If you're struggling in PvP and GAC because you haven't got a Galactic Legend at all, then go for Rey because Rey's still solid. I mean, they all are. I mean, Rey and Kylo are still great characters. Whirlwind, Lifeblood, they work really, really well. there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that obviously, there's the fear of the unknown, but obviously you can look at it one or two ways. You can get Rey and then focus on the others and get them whenever they're ready, or you can certainly hold back, just conserve all of your goodies, hoard like crazy, have all the green crosses across the board for a month or two until we get a bit more information on which other one is better. It's completely up to you. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
You get Rey, she's still a good character. It's pretty simple.
Okay. Keeping moving right along. Question to Nev.
Guys, I've got a split.
Okay, go.
Well, thank you guys very much.
All right, brother.
Heinz,
see you, brother.
Fun. You guys have a great weekend.
All right.
You gone.
Take care, Gom.
See you, Ram. Nev.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
Okay, Nev, question. When not using him as a Galactic Legend counter, what is your favorite comp with DV? Oh, Darth
With who,
Vader.
sorry?
With Darth Vader.
Oh, I still like putting Vader with Palpatine, Thrawn, and a couple of others because he's just so good at taking out more than, especially in GAC, so much more versatile now at taking out other characters. He really is good. I mean, you can use him against Padmes now. You can use him against GG teams. It's just so good. He's just so good. I mean, even at Relic 3, Relic 2 and Relic 3. So yeah, I still keep him in an Empire team underneath Palpatine. It's just that, since his rework, there's a lot more versatility in what you can use that Palpatine Vader Empire team to counter. So when you're looking at the options in TW or GAC before the rework, it'd be like, well, there's an Old Republic team, that's an easy win, I'll just take it in against that. Now you can look at that front line and go, oh well, there's a weak ass GG team I can take out there, there's a Padme team I can take out there. So yeah, a lot more versatile. So I do tend to keep him rocking and rolling in a Palpatine Empire team.
All right, Rainbow next.
Real quick, I wanted to get your thoughts on this because I don't think your bot's gonna pick it up because I don't think it was labeled correctly. But I'm a Gundai nodes, the worthless Jedi that has never been usable, more so than East Koth. He's got 2 of the 3 new bombers that are attached to him. Why would that be?
Does he have 2?
He's got the BTL and the B-wing, or the TIE bomber attached to him.
You sure?
I don't think so.
I just checked in game.
Does he really?
Yep.
Because I know
he's got dark side and a light side node. Dark side I think has the TIE bomber, and the light side has the BTL B-wing.
Both associated with I'm a Gundy?
Both associated with I'm a Gundai. Yep.
Okay, I'm just opening it up because I need to check it myself.
I hadn't really noticed because I farmed them. I've got all my ships lined up, and I'm farming all the bombers right now. So I hadn't really.
See, I knew about the TIE bomber when they announced it. They're like, "Oh yeah, he's on the I'm a Gundai node." I was like, "That's."
Oh, they're. I mean, yeah, I know what you. Yeah, it's I'm a Gundy. 5A is I'm a Gundy and the TIE bomber, and 7C hard light side is I'm a Gundy and the Y-wing bomber. So they're not on. It's not 3 things on the same node. It's I'm a Gundy with 2.
No, it's 2 different nodes, but it's both
nodes
associated to I'm a Gundai.
I don't know about why they have that like that. Maybe just the node that they figure was best. I don't. Shit, who knows?
Well, I mean, I do recall many weeks ago, saying, hey, CG, when you bring out a ship, it'd be nice if you put that ship on the same node as a character. I was erring more towards if you're going to put a ship on, put it on with that crew. But since both those ships are crewless, that they've just thrown them with a character. I think it's a nice thing to do so that when you're farming, you get a chance at 2 shards of character.
I don't know.
Ship.
Would have been nice if we could have another ship on a node like what was it, TIE Slicer with crew. That's an amazing node to farm for.
I've been saying that they need to do that more. They definitely need to do.
Give us a worth character, a worthwhile character, not I'm a Gundai.
All right. Next question, we're going to go to Rambam. From Nathan Ace, this question: will an increase in Galactic Legends increase or decrease Heinz preloads?
It'll always increase his preloads.
Okay.
You know this. You know this dude can't win a battle first time to save his life.
Get stuffed. What are you talking about?
Do I need to mention last night? You preloaded GLs.
I kicked ass last
He
night.
did kick ass last night. He did. Of course, he had our help, but
boom, smashed it.
Well, see, so he can only not preload when he has you guys' help, but when he helps you guys, he causes you guys to preload. Case in point, Ranger.
Oh crap! I do absolutely not.
No. Case in point, Ranger. When you were helping him do his GAC, he preloaded.
Are we really gonna go there?
The proof is in the pudding, there, mate.
Don't try an Australian accent. That was terrible. Never ever do that again. That was disgraceful. All the Australians across the world just shook their head in shame after listening to that rendition of the Australian accent.
all right. Well, Dutch door action here. Going back to Heinz. Question for Heinz from Nathan H.
Yes,
Heinz,
Ram Bam sucked. Yes, that's your answer.
Heinz, Rambam's Mace had 2 kills in GAC. What would Mace have to do to be worthy in your eyes?
Nothing, because
Correction,
Mace
I had 7 kills in
Hold
GAC.
on, Rambam. You have to let Heinz answer. He
is, and he's always going to be. As long as this game is alive, Mace will be absolute, undoubtedly. There we go. Done.
Correction, he got 7 kills, not 2. Nice. Thank you,
Still.
though. 7 kills against Night Sisters with Mace. Just saying.
All right.
Just because you don't know how to use him, Heinz, doesn't mean he's not good.
Oh boy. All right, Nev.
You brought him in, Ranger. It's your own fault.
Oh, I'm loving it. Don't. What are you talking about? I mean, this is fantastic. Nev, question from Nathan H. Question: what is your favorite comp with Wampa? We can throw this at everybody.
You know what?
He's great on the Vader team, man. 'Cause especially those dots, man. Wampa goes ballistic. Or there's a lot of stuff you can do with Wampa, especially when he's relicked. He gets so angry.
Yeah. In 3v3 against really tough teams, go with Farm Boy Luke K2SO. And in 5v5, if you want to get an undersized win, a CLS mirror match. So you're going up against a 5-man CLS team. Just put CLS Chewie Han in with your relic Wampa. So those are 2 good ones. But Farm Boy Luke K2SO and Wampa against a relic trio is really quite useful. Very, very useful. In 3v3.
All right. Let me go to the next one, which will be to... Well, Hadriel says, question, can we hear Toss a Coin to your Heinzie? That's up to Heinzie. That's his song now. I don't play that here.
No, dude, you made it. Play it all you like.
No, I made it for you.
Why don't you put it in the background, brother, while we keep going?
No, if I play it, I'll play it at the end. We'll play it.
Sounds good, brother.
So... But it's really your song. It's your song, man. You play it on your channel. That's not
in all good and bad music stores. No, play it, man. You made it. You play it whenever the hell you want, bro.
Play the preload song.
I can't play mine because it gets copyright claimed.
That's true. You know what? We'll do it on Twitch. We'll do it on Twitch. We'll play it over on Twitch. If you guys want to come here, yeah, because YouTube's stupid, man. Like they hear even one note, they're like, "That's a copyright strike by 9,000 people that says you." It's like, what? Jesus, fair use my ass. So we'll get that played today. I lost track. Who am I with? Rambam? We just did Nev, right? Okay. Let's see. What else? Any 3 for you, Rambam? Because question is, someday soon we all get uploaded into a computer and live another 1,000 years as a computer conscience. We'll be asking Heinzie about preloading. Oh, Jesus, I didn't see this. Okay. What do you think, Rambam? God damn, I didn't see the last part of this question.
What kind of question was that?
It says, someday we all get uploaded into a computer and live another 1,000 years as a computer conscience. Will we still be asking Heinzie about preloading?
Yes.
How about
Yes, he
Yeah,
will be
I
a
mean-
legend. He will be a legend in terms of he will go on the Australian equivalent of Mount Rushmore.
Jesus.
basically a barbecue out the
Oh,
back of the Sydney
God.
Harbour Bridge somewhere? That's about it. Yeah.
I should have checked the question, but I just went ahead and read it, so that's on me. But here's one from Finding Drunk for you, Rambam. It says, does
All right.
Rambam prefer curly or regular fries with the burger?
Ooh.
I
Well,
like
you know
curly
me.
fries.
I don't like things straight, so I'll take it curly.
Mm-hmm. Like Hardee's has those French fries, man. They're delicious.
Bam Bam's a bit bent. Didn't see that coming.
I am in the Navy. I mean, you know.
Newsflash.
All right, Angel Chess question for Heinz. I noticed in the Heinz Twitch stream a Lego game segment. How difficult it is a Lego Batman to fight preloaded with turn meter?
Yes, I'm playing the Lego game. There is
Are
no
you
Batman
preloaded in there too?
No
Goddamn.
preloading and crap. You know the best thing about that game. Look, I'm not going to spruik it because this is all about Galaxy Heroes, right? But the good thing about I play Lego Legacy. I've played it since global launch as well on the side, and Nev covers it as well. It's man.
Well,
it's,
I
it's,
don't
it's
cover
fun.
it, but the Escape podcast.
Yeah. I meant the podcast. My apologies. I didn't mean you.
Llama
directly,
and Paul.
but,
Mhm.
Yeah, but it is okay. Imagine a mullet. Okay, imagine a mullet where you got business at the front and party at the back. Galaxy Heroes is the business at the front. Lego Legacy for me is party at the back. That's how it works, right? That's the best explanation. But the good thing is about Lego Legacy, guys, no mods. Enough said.
All right. Next question for Nev. Question is from What Else Only 3 question. Is Jedi Luke going to be needed for just one of EP or Luke Galactic Legend or both? Dun dun dun. You actually put that in there. Jedi Knight Luke, the legendary. Will you need it for Luke? Will you need it for Palpatine or for both? Dun dun dun.
It's likely that you. I mean, I would agree with Rambam's assessment that it would make chronological sense for him to be required for the episode 9 Luke, because Farm Boy was needed for CLS was needed for JKL, so it would make sense for JKL to be required for episode 9 Luke. Will he be needed for Palpatine? I don't think that they would. I don't think that they would go that far.
Or would they? Dun dun dun.
No, because it's one less. It's one less character that the player base has to spend money on in order to prepare for Palpatine, and they would want,
They want the money.
spend more money on a different.
I don't know
character.
if people have to go bananas to try to get Luke. I mean, I don't know. We've seen weirder shit, man. I mean, it wouldn't shock me, but no, I'm kind of where you are, Nev. I don't think Luke's going to be a part of this. That the legendary Luke, Jedi Luke. So,
You don't think he's going to be part of Luke, or
I don't think he's going to be a part of anything.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think Luke's going to be involved with this.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm calling it. I think he's going to be required for.
Could be. It wouldn't shock me,
or
but
Luke.
my feeling is no. One, and Finn brought this up. It's a legendary that comes out every 3 or 4 months, right? So if you're going to try to get people to spend money, why would they when they can't even get the character that's this legendary?
If they make him a GL requirement, they'll put him in the journey guide early, I think.
They'd have to, right?
Yeah,
Or people are not
they
going
would,
to be
yeah.
interested. Like,
Okay,
well, I
so-
can't get Luke, so why would I even bother?
The Jedi Luke obviously it doesn't make sense being a Galactic Legend requirement, correct? That's what we're getting at.
Yeah, I'm just
And
everywhere.
then it's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's as
that's
simple as
right.
that.
Yeah, so
That's what I'm saying. I think it makes sense because
it
it's
doesn't
CG.
make sense.
We're
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
we're
make
thinking
sense.
of
That's what's
it.
gonna
We're
happen.
thinking of it from a fan perspective and from a
Law perspective.
yeah. We're thinking of it from that. But if you're thinking of it from a CG perspective, they will always do what we don't want them to do.
Yeah,
happen.
I mean, Houndstooth and the Houndstooth required for
Every
So-
fleet ever, pretty much.
Mhm.
Hey,
All right.
we don't have a tank for this fleet here. Just use Houndstooth.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question from Rambam from XO. Question: which characters do you think will be needed for Galactic Legend Mace?
Who cares? He's still gonna be.
First off, there will never be a Galactic Legends Mace because we're gonna get a rework on the first one. Okay.
Oh, he will not.
We will. And you'll be ready because you have a Relic 7 Mace. Thanks to me.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I got duped into that.
No, if we were to ever get that, it would depend on what era they would do it in. Because right now the mace that we have is Clone Wars era pre-armor. So if we get a Galactic Legends, it either had to be Episode 3 in Pointley State Episode 3, or it had to be like Clone Wars with the armor, kind of like General Kenobi with the armor, or Gas. And I don't see him being a Galactic Legends. I love Mace, but I don't see him being a Galactic Legend. I really don't. I see out of that trilogy, I see Galactic Legends being Annie or Fallen Anakin and Jedi Master Kenobi. That's the two I see out of that trilogy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Just go everybody here real quick. We got a lot of questions. I'm going to try to get to them, guys. We do have a cutoff. I'm not taking any more questions. And I'm going to have a cutoff for the questions we do have. So we're going to try to get through all these, but it's a lot of questions. So if you didn't get your questions, that's okay. We're in Discord. You can come back and ask your questions later on. We're going to be over on Twitch. You can follow up with our questions there. And I'll be on the Borky Bork Twitch stream here in a couple hours. So you can ask questions there as well. All right. Let's try to get through these. For everybody, more excited to see Mandalorian Season 2 or The Boys Season 2 premiere? Mando. I love The Boys, and I'm really excited.
I love The Boys. Yeah.
But it's Mando. I mean, come on. We're Star Wars nerds here. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Mando every day of the week.
I mean, the premiere for Boys was fantastic. And The Umbrella Academy, I just watched that second season, which was goddamn amazing.
That was amazing.
God, it was so good.
Yeah.
Think our real question for Gom. He's not here, so we'll have to get to that some other time. Kiru, question: do you think they could release Moff Gideon with some prerequisites like Jedi Luke, so use him as a prerequisite for Eternal Playboy Palp? I don't think Luke's going to be involved with any of this stuff, even for Moff Gideon.
Gideon. I could see Gideon being part of it. I did a bit of a speculation the other day that Gideon could be part of a Commando raid if they wanted to make him, and have him as a reward for that event. Worst case scenario, you'd need Mando, you'd need Cara Dune, you'd need Babysitter if we ever get him as well. Like a lot of those, Grief Karga, of course. If they release Gideon, that would make more sense. All
right, what else? Any 3 question? Anybody can answer these questions. We're just going to rapid fire, so if you want to pipe in. What else? Any 3 question? I already have it really 5 because it's fun, but Darth Sidious's likelihood for EP Galactic Legend. What do you think? Good possibility, right?
Yeah, it's a possibility because the character is not usable.
Yeah, that's right. That's why
really
that's how it works.
So that's why it's a possibility. But canon-wise, it wouldn't make sense because it was Darth Sidious, then Emperor Palpatine, and Emperor Palpatine for Sith Eternal Emperor. So it would make sense, but hey, CG.
What else? Any 3 question? If CG makes Relic 7 Mace requirement for Galactic Legend Palpatine, can we 100% blame Rambam? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Rain,
I'm not going for
You can 100% thank me.
I'll go 100% thank you. Sure. Let's go with that.
I'll go for the other one. No one wants that.
Darth Sign 1972 question: will CG ever fix the "I'm not connected" error I keep getting 20 times a day? I don't know.
That's not an app thing. That's a BlueStacks thing because I used to get that I used to get that with Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed as well. So I think that's a BlueStacks thing, not a CG thing.
We answered that one from Zoloth. Christopher Ranger from Think Harrell. The Sith Eternal Palps doomed from the start. He lost to Rey because she was all the Jedi in the current meta. Is Rey with all the best Jedi? I don't know. Finn brought this up too. I mean, you make a great point there, Thane. Usually the newer characters come out are a little bit more OP than the last ones. Now, they said they're going to be on equal footing with the other Galactic Legends, but I have a sneaky suspicion that they want people that invest to want to invest because they'll have an advantage, that they'll be a little bit better than the two Galactic Legends. I don't think they're thinking about, well, in the movie, when the CG ever cared about that shit?
They're not going to be crazy better as far as against the other Galactic Legends, but they're certainly going to be on top of, because what's the purpose of reinvesting brand new stuff in if it's not worthwhile? So yeah, they're going to be a little bit better, but probably just a little bit, not an enormous amount of a boost, I don't think.
Yeah. Hadriel, question: with Piet now out, who would be a better replacement for a Palp, Vader, Thrawn, TFP, Tarkin squad? Would the squad still work without Thrawn for more flexibility? Yeah, I think so, because if you got Piet and Vader, I mean, Thrawn really is, it's just, if you have Palpatine, Piet, Vader, and Thrawn plus one other, it doesn't really matter, right? They're going to kick some ass, but let's say you took Thrawn out. Would Thrawn be the one you take out, or would it be like Tarkin or TFP? What do you guys think?
I'd take Tarkin out.
Okay, I kind of like that. Take Tarkin out.
I like TFP because he's got the buff immunity.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Buff immunity when he fires his AOE off.
Tarkin's added dots though are pretty good, and his turn meter reduction work alright. They're not too bad. I wouldn't knock him too much. But this is what I mean. If we could get like a Krennic touch up, if they made him better, slot him in instead of Thrawn and try and replace him for that. If they got that right, that could be pretty cool. But obviously, just
that's a big if. If they do,
yeah, huge if. But I'm just saying that would be something that'd be pretty good.
Why is Krennic required for Sith Eternal Emperor? It makes no sense.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it does make sense because no one has him at Relics,
right? So it does make perfect sense.
But
he'll be the same as veteran. He'll be the same as veteran Han for the other GLs. You've got to relic him, but then they won't put him in the event.
You can't even use him because he's not dark side.
You won't use him. But look, to be fair, Thrawn's a great character, man. I mean, if you're going to be farming something and investing a lot of relics and material into it, he's a bloody good character to have in your roster.
Still one of the best characters in the game, man.
Hell yeah.
All right, Think Kyrell, question for Heinz. Has Finn finished Vader style?
Finn finished Vader style?
I don't know what that means. I thought it was something
Me neither.
Understood. Okay, clarify.
Maybe he's doing a Gundam style parody, but Vader style instead of Gangnam style.
Maybe he is, but I want the wig on if he does, though. Let's be clear.
Yeah, I won't watch that. Poby, question for Rambam. When will Mace apologize to Ahsoka?
Never. Mace wasn't wrong.
Christ.
He wasn't wrong.
Revenator, I see your question. I'm going to answer the first part and skip the second. It says, question for Ranger, are you going for Galactic Legend Luke or Palpatine? There's more to it, but I saw ahead of time what you did. Shame on you. And it'll be Luke. Nathan H., question for Round the Corn. Cake, pie, or cheesecake? I'm cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah. Rambam, Heinzie?
What's wrong with a good warm apple pie?
Warm apple pie, all right. Pie lover over there. Rambam?
It's American pie, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so 2 pies, 2 cheesecakes.
We'll just tell them that we ate it all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that works. Yeah. Thank Kyrell. Question for Heinz. You said you will be playing Star Wars Squadron, so how will you find a way to preload in that game as well?
Oh, you're on fire, boys. You're on fire out there today.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm looking forward to Squadrons. Obviously, another trailer dropped last night, 24 hours ago or so. It just looks unreal. I'm really excited about the capability of that game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bring it.
All right. Let's see here. Nathan H. question: if Mace was reworked, what would change?
Everything, because Mace would actually be amazing.
Shatterpoint would be as good as
Shatterpoint would be as good as lore.
Shatterpoint would be as good as Merciless Massacre for Vader. It would make.
Yeah.
They just need to make Mace like Vader.
Mm-hmm.
He would be able to take out pretty much any dark side enemy ever because Vapad. That's what Vapad is. So
yeah, but Vapad is not undefeatable. He was using Vapad against Sidious. He wasn't watching. He wasn't using Vapad, and he wasn't watching Anakin, and that's why he ended up getting beat by him.
No,
so
I didn't say it's unbeatable, but okay.
It's not one of those unbeatable.
It's not that it's
Jedi
unbeatable.
abilities.
It's a style that.
But was Anakin at the dark side at that point? No, Anakin was still a Jedi at that point, so Mace wasn't focused on him.
We can have this discussion somewhere else.
Just give him a new give him a new ability called Bad Mother. And everyone's with it.
Oh God, I'm all with that.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Nathan, question: do any of you plan to stream Star Wars Squadrons, the Lego game, or the Sims expansion? I think a lot of us are thinking about Squadrons. I know that. I don't know about the Lego game. I'm not really interested. And Sims, I've never been really into.
I'll be putting together a Brit team to tear Heinz's Aussie team apart. We're going to have a Star Wars Squadrons Ashes.
We're going to suck in that as well. Yeah, we're going to go. Let's go head to head, man. Bring it. We're going to go head to head.
Oh God, you wait, mate. I'm going to get DB. I'm going to get Mike Hunt. I'm going to get Smithy D, and we're going to get one other Brit. And we're
going to get Smithy.
Just doesn't matter. Put together 5 Aussies. You're still going to lose.
That's okay, man. Because we're just going to I'm going to get my underdogs. We're going to train like a bunch of bad mother. Because we were talking about a minute ago, man. You won't stand a chance. Just like you suck at cricket, the game you made.
Won't work. Won't work.
All right.
Bring it. Just bring it, people. Let's go. Release the damn game already.
Yeah. Hurry up and release it.
All right. I think that's it. So, now we're going to get to the point. So, we're going to let everybody pimp their stuff. That's it for all the questions today. Let everybody pimp their stuff. And then after that, we're going to take a 5-minute break just so I can get something to drink. Take some more pain medicine, and then we're going to get right into my GAC, and everybody here is invited. We'll have Ram Bam, Heinz, Nev, if he wants to hang out for my GAC fight. We'll have some fun with that, and then we'll do our GAC, and then afterwards take another little break, and then I'll be on Borky Bork stream, hanging out with him as he does Star Wars Galaxy Heroes and having fun over there, so you can check that out later on as well. All right, around the corn, pimping your stuff, Heinz. Where can folks check you out, my friend?
Not hard to find. Heinz, ANZGC, YouTube, and obviously on Twitch as well. Come and hang out in the Grizzly sessions there. They're pretty crazy. They're pretty mental. They're a lot of fun. So come and join us on those on Friday nights. A little bit late. Rogue Actions now as well, of course, with Cubs. Saturday night US time. Sunday afternoon Australia time. So, we'll be hanging out on that as well. And then, during the week we'll be doing GACs as well on Mondays and Thursdays at the moment. Current schedule, and their mornings US time. So come and join us for those. A lot of fun.
All right, Nav, where can folks check you out, brother?
Find me Escape Podcastaways on YouTube and on Twitch. Obviously, we've got the show a staple of the channel, the Escape Pod cast on Fridays. Definitely want to check that out. We had a cosplayer friend of mine on the show last night, so that's definitely a replay worth going and checking out. And obviously, then we've got GA Center every Tuesday, going over all the stats and data for some of the best GAC streamers in the game, and then Paul and me do various different other bits and pieces on the channel as well. So there's a lot of variety there for everybody to come and watch.
All right, Ram Bam, where can folks check you out, my friend?
You can check me out on YouTube, Rambam001, Twitch, Rambam001. I stream GACs on there, put videos on YouTube. I'm pretty much all over. I'm on Cubs whale chats all the time. When Heinz actually invites me to the Grizzly sessions, I'm there too.
You talk too much Mace crap, so that's why you don't come back, man.
Yeah. Fun fact: if you actually Google search Preload SWGOH, you'll find one of Heinz's videos on there.
Oh, get stuffed!
No way. What, on Google or just a general
on
search?
Google.
On Google. Okay, I'm doing that now. SWGOH.
It won't be at the top. Yeah, you got to do a little searching for it,
Preload.
but you'll see a Preload. You'll see one of Heinz's vids on there.
Video.
Oh, my God. Well, I mean, when you do a show called bloody Rogue Actions Preloaded, of course it's going to be in the freaking list. I mean, it's crazy.
But it wasn't Preload. It was one of your GACs.
What? Oh, crap. I don't do GACs on YouTube, you clown.
All right. So anyway, while they're searching vigorously,
No, it's not. It's not even. It wasn't even in the first search page.
There you go. Doesn't count then.
All right.
Totally on there. I just found
Okay, calm down about the preload shit. All right. Last but not least, you guys, we had Gom on. He's on part of Operation Metaverse. You can check them on YouTube Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. He also does the Remon Alliance stream on Sundays, along with myself and Lady Avanash, where we hang out and talk a little bit of Star Wars, mainly. Remon goes on tangents and we try to reel him back in. That's a lot of fun, so you can check him out there as well. And as for us, if you're watching this, you're watching RSG. Do me a favor, as you guys are watching this right now, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you like the content. Check us out on Twitch, because we're about to go over onto Twitch so we can go do some GAC. So we'll take a short little break here, then I'll get right to my GAC action. We'll also look at the new GC as well, and then we'll do some of my I got the canteen. I'm going to get the pack. We'll get the Cantina challenge knocked out, so many of these double drops we get, just to test that out. So we'll see how all that works. So yeah, and the last thing I'll say, a couple things. First, you see these great guys sitting here? They come in here on a Saturday morning to answer your questions. We have fun, but they take the time out of their busy schedule to be here. The least you can do is go check out their channel and all the channels that we've got linked below in the description, to show your support and say thank you for them being here. It's the small little things: a simple follow, a thumbs up, watch a video. You know, you'll find the ones that you like, the ones maybe you don't like, but that's okay. At least show some love for these people for being here. It does matter. It does make a difference. So please go show support to all the stuff that these guys are doing. And the last thing I'll say before we go is, coronavirus is still happening, folks. Wash your hands, wash your damn face, wear your mask, wear your gloves, do your social distancing. Don't be that person. Seriously. I mean, it's still happening. Our lives are being affected by it. The only way we're going to get through this shit is if everybody does the right thing. I know at times are tough, but that's why we're here. We'll keep you entertained. You just do the right thing. These simple things that we ask. I do it all the time. When I go out, when I walk and run, I have everything in a little backpack. And anywhere I get close to anybody, if I have to go in the store or something, I put on my mask, put on my gloves. And then when I get done, I use, sanitizer. When I get home, if I brought anything home, I wipe it off and clean it off. Then I wash my hands. It's these simple little things, right, that we can do to help fight the battle on coronavirus, so we can eventually get this under control and we go back to our normal lives. So with that, we're going to take a break. Come join us over on Twitch, on RSG. We're going to get ready to do some GAC action, some fun over there. And with that, have a great rest of your day, and we will... and the Ranger song. We'll play the Ranger song over there. So when we get over there, I'll launch that the first thing, the Heinz Preload song. So we'll check that out here on Twitch here in a few minutes. So everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll holler at you later.
See you guys.